Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-gooner here. Now in today's episode guys, we've got a free bikes pack to check out. So we've got two bikes to have a look at and we're going to be racing one of them in today's episode. Plus, someone requested for a particular circuit that we're going to race in today's episode, and we will get into that in a minute. Also guys, if you want to see any setups on any bike on the game, let me know in the comments below and I will try my best to do the setup. Even if you want a particular track as well, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to join me some online on Ride 2, don't forget to friends request me as well. Right, let's get into the free bikes pack in today's episode. And the first bike in today's episode in this free bikes pack is a Triumph Bonneville T120 Black 2016. Now there is quite a few of these type of bikes in the game. I don't really race them that often, but I have tried out a few. It's up to you whether you like these sort of bikes, retro style, but I'm more interested in the second bike in today's pack, and that's what we're getting into right now. So here we go. And the second bike in the pack is an MV Augusta F4000 Senna 2006. Now the reason why it's been given the name Senna, because it's in honour of the F1 driver Senna, who tragically died in a really horrible crash many years ago, and the bike looks absolutely amazing. Now I've heard this bike is extremely good handling and very quick and fully upgraded. It's got over 200 brake horsepower, so I'm looking forward to testing this bike out. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the F4s on this game have been very good, so it's going to be interesting. Plus we're going to race around the track that was requested, so we're going to get straight into that now guys. This could absolutely be amazing, so here we go. Right, before we jump into the race, let's have a look at the stats fully upgraded. So it's got 758 performance points fully maxed out, 8.9 acceleration, 8.8 braking power, top speed 8.8 and handling 8.4, so it's pretty decent. I was expecting a higher performance points, but let's test it out first in the race and see if it's as good as people say it is. Let's get straight into it. And the circuit that was requested is this awesome Japanese circuit. Now this is a very challenging circuit, one of the hardest road circuits on the game, but a very fun one to race around. So it's going to really test out this awesome F4000 Senna, and we're going to be turning all the assist off, even anti-wheelie, and this bike's got over 200 brake horsepower, so it's going to be really hard to handle out those slow corners, but it's going to be fun. So let's get straight into the race guys, so here we go. Right, so here we go with this first experience on the awesome F4000 Senna. We've got to be really good on our throttle control because this has got so much power. Right, let's try and be careful, slowly, because we've got no anti-wheelie. Oh God, the power is too much and the wheel went up, but I wasn't the only bike off the mod that struggled to keep the front wheel down. Right, now we've got to try and get a nice line into these tricky corners. Let's try and take a wider line there. I've got a bike coming up the inside, and this bike is going to be fast, I'm telling you. I've just got that feeling it's going to be quick. Right, let's just try and be nice and controlled in these slow turns. Try not to over accelerate, because with no anti-wheelie that front wheel is going to go up so easy. Right, try and be controlled. Nice. Oh, it felt good on the brakes there. And accelerate, trying to hold that front wheel down. And again, I wasn't the only bike that was struggling, and the Bonneville really struggled there. Right, let's just try and take a wider line. We've managed to get past the Bonneville, but really pressed a little bit too much front brake there. The back kicked up and the Bonneville took the place, but we've managed to go around the outside of the Bonneville there. Right, just be careful through here. This could be a tricky section. And looking at the bikes in front, we've got a CBR in front of us, and a Aprilia, and the RC8R, so we're going to have to be really good, because that's a really strong bike around it. Again, the front wheel went up. Trying to be really controlled into the corners is so difficult, and again we've gone really wide, as when we got the wheel up it just jumped us out a little bit wider, but we've managed to control it, and we're sitting in P3 behind the Aprilia and the KTM. Now we're just going to be nice and controlled again, just trying to tap the power on, and that front wheel's wanting to go straight up. So this bike is really hard to handle out the slow turns. You've got to be a little bit more controlled and just gradually open the throttle, so we're going to have to be good. Now this is where we're going to test out how fast this bike is in a straight line. Right, let's just slowly open the throttle, trying to keep that front wheel down to mission and get a nice turn. So we've managed to get past the Aprilia, and oh my God, this bike is so fast. And look at us, we're catching up the KTM really quick, but now we're going to have to slam the brakes on how good the brakes are, and we've gone into that slow corner. Oh, it stopped nicely, and we've managed to take the lead, and we're ahead of the KTM in, but we've gone slightly wider there, and the KTM's taking the lead, but that's just slow it down into this turn. Just stay with the KTM. We know they're good in the corners, and slowly open the throttle again, trying to control that front wheel. That wasn't bad there. Now let's give it a really good test out here and see how powerful it is. Oh my god, this bike is quick, and we've gone past the RC8 quite easily there. Now we've got to be really controlled in these slow corners, slow it down, get nice and tight. Oh god, went in there a little bit hot, but we managed to stop it, which is always good. And we've got the RC8 right behind us, so we've got to be careful with that we don't get smashed off in the slow corners. And slowly open the throttle again, and we're starting to power away. This bike is unbelievable. How has this only got 750 odd performance points? It feels so much better than what it's rated at, but that's just try and win this race. We've still got 2 very challenging laps to go, and there's still quite a few bikes behind us. I think we've got a CBR sitting behind us, and we've got a Bonneville and a KTM. So them 3 bikes are going to be very, very good towards the end of the race, as the AI always seem to speed up to the remaining laps every time I've raced around here. So I'm going to have to try and get a bit of a lead. Let's just try and be a little bit more controlled into these turns and keep it nice and smooth. Get nice and tight into this turn. Keep it nice and controlled. I can hear the bikes behind me. I'm not sure which one it is at the moment. We have to check in a second when we get on a straight to see which bike it is. And accelerate again, keeping that front wheel down. That's nice and controlled there. And let's just be nice and smooth through here again. Keeping nice and close to that section. Oh, nice through there. That was much better. Still, we can go through there a little bit quicker. And there's 2 bikes that have pulled away from the main group. I will check in a minute when I get a chance to see which bike is going to challenge me into the rest of this race. I think it may be the Bonneville. No, it wasn't. It's the CBR Fireblade that's behind us. So we're going to have to go against the CBR Fireblade round here, which is a very, very difficult bike to beat around these sort of circuits. So we're going to have to be really, really good into the corners. And again, we went in there a little bit hot, but we are on a default setup. We haven't used a setup in this race, but if you want to see a setup on this bike, let me know in the comments below, and I will try and do one. And just let me know what circuit you want it on as well, because we could test this out against some of the other F4s in this category. That would be really interesting, because there is quite a few. Right, let's keep it nice and controlled through here, slow it down. Oh god, again went in there a little bit too quick, but we managed to control it well. Now let's open out this bike again and just see what it's capable of. Yes, it is the CBR Fireblade that's sitting behind us, and we're both powering away from the rest. That CBR Fireblade is super quick as well, so we're going to have to be really, really good to try and beat it around here. And at the moment we're doing okay. Again, we've just left the braking a little bit late, but managed to stop it. Now the brakes feel very, very strong on this bike, and that's one of the things that I'm enjoying at the moment. But the handling is so much better than the rating. It feels very, very smooth. Considering it's on a default setup, it feels very good. The only thing I'm struggling on is just accelerating out the slow corners, because I'm not using any anti-wheelie. This bike does wheelie up really, really well. But god dear, me and the CBR are really, really pulling away now. So it's going to be a head-to-head race into the final lap. Again, we've gone in there a little bit too quick. We could have been a lot tighter there, and that would have given us a nice speed into that turn, but we've managed to control it around there, and now we're pulling away. Come on, we've got to try and be a little quicker into this next turn, because we know that we've been crashed off in this turn coming up quite a few times, because the AI leave their braking into this turn so late. And again, oh god, we managed to get in there, but I did hear that CBR coming right behind, so we're going to have to try to be a little bit quicker into that corner next time, and try and be nice and fast into this turn as well. And that's not bad round there. Let's just try and be really, really, really quick into these next couple of corners as well. Let's just slow it down, be nice and controlled, and just hold it. Oh god, being really, really careful on the throttle again. Nice and steady again, and we've got another bike that's joined the fight, and I think that's the Bonneville. To what I can hear, it's the Bonneville. So the Bonneville and the CBR are behind us now, so we're going to have to be really, really good. And again, struggling to keep that front wheel down. That is such a difficult part of the track, to keep the front wheel down, but we've managed to do it okay. Nice control through there. Oh, that was much better. You've got to be good on the brakes through there. Oh my god! Oh god, that was lucky. I just pressed and opened the throttle a little bit too much there, and it almost chucked me off the back, but just managed to just get that back brake on and get that front end down. Oh my god, that was a lucky moment there, but we got away with it, and now we've got both bikes sitting right behind us, really close, going into the remaining sections of this race. Are we going to be victorious on this first experience on this F4000 Senna, or are we going to get beaten to the line by our CBR Fireblade or the Bonneville DB8? We're going to have to be really good now, just try and hold the speed into the slow turns, be nice and smooth, be good on the brakes, and hopefully we can bring home a victory. Now, this circuit I don't race around a lot, and I should really, because it is a fun circuit to race around. So thank you to who requested for this for the next video, because actually it's been a good race so far. Right, let's just try and hold the speed through there, keep that front wheel down, and we need to get a little bit of distance between us and the bikes behind, but we haven't. Look, they're keeping up with us, they're in our slipstream. Right, we're going to be nice and controlled into this turn, slow it down. That wasn't too bad, we managed to maintain the speed, but those bikes are very close behind. We're going to have to be really nice and controlled into these last few corners, and hopefully we should be okay until the end of the race. Again, nice and on default setup, this bike does feel very good. I am so surprised. Sometimes when I do these first experience videos, the bikes are so difficult to control into the turns, and it really makes the race very difficult and really uncomfortable. But this one hasn't been too bad, except for a few mistakes opening the throttle and tapping on the pedal too early. It's been okay. Right, we've got a couple of more turns to go, and hope we should get a victory. Right, open up this awesome bike and just get some distance between us. It's bobbing around, trying to get that front wheel down, really fighting hard to keep the 200 brake horsepower bike under control. Now slow it down into this turn. Let's try and slow it down a little bit earlier and get a nice tight turn. That wasn't bad. Now open the throttle again and just race it to the line. I should be okay. Yes, we're going to do it, guys. What a race on this awesome bike, and I've enjoyed this. I definitely rate this bike highly. There you go. What a race that was on my first experience on that bike. And I'll tell you what, guys, try this one out because it's absolutely superb. But like I said, if you want to see any setups or on any tracks, let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you very, very soon for some more videos on this awesome game on the channel very soon. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.